Hey Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. Let's go ahead off top and address a couple things. Let's let that one go. We are dealing with a real low light situation. I film by the windows and there's no sunlight. It's cold, rainy, dark in Texas. So I really hope you guys can see. May see. Oh, all right, there we go. Let's see if we can maybe able to try later to fix some lighting issues. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right, well, we got some cards that just want to be seen. The second thing is I'm missing a couple nails. I'm not going to just let you have too much. I'm not going to show you too much. So I'm trying to keep my hands off camera as much as possible. They broke yesterday, and you know, I just hadn't been in the mood to go out and get them fixed. So we're going to try to use some little optical illusions and some stuff like that to minimize how much nail breakage you see. All right, the last thing. Oh, no, not the last thing. This is a general reading that won't resonate with everybody. Happy New Year. These are a few days late. And something else. Moon is in Sagittarius. We are having a solar eclipse in Capricorn on the 5th. Mercury moves in Capricorn on the 5th. Venus will finally move into Sagittarius. Uranus goes direct. New moon in Capricorn and full moon in Leo. And let's just go ahead. We're a minute and 45 seconds in, so let's go ahead and talk about this spread. This is the planetary spread. I used to do the spread back in the day. If you're interested at all, you can go back and look at some of my older videos. I checked about a year ago. Anyway, planetary spread. This is the Tarot Dreams by Serial Marchetti. Let's go ahead and get started. We got Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and the outcome card. And we'll discuss all these as we go. Virgo, the sun card, your core character, your soul self is who you are. It's the light that you shine. The King of Swords. Now, the King of Swords is generally an Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini, and they don't have to be. It is just somebody who is into communications and intellect. The swords are the element of air, but this is you, so this is how you are obviously operating in the month of January. You are the King of Swords. So you know, chronologically this is generally a male over 40. And he's got all his analytical and intellectual ducks in a row. He's pretty smart. This guy could have degrees and certifications and all sorts of things. He is he's definitely somebody you look to when you need good, solid, pertinent, I hope that's the right word to use in this situation, information. So that's you. You've got the information. The moon position. This is home and family, personal relationships. The moon can represent the mother. The Emperor reversed. So, there's one or two things happening here. You're finding that you may have to. This is the 4th major arcana. I hadn't been talking about the major arcana at all. Let me get myself together. This card is ruled by Aries. Mars has moved into Aries too. And Mars is how you fight. It's your passion. It is the ruler of Aries. Anyway. But for whatever reason, for you might be a little sick this month and in January. Or you may find that, what's the word I'm looking for? Your mother or whoever the maternal figure is or was in your life, maybe losing some strength or some energy. There's a reason why the Emperor is reversed. Generally, he stands in his power. He's strong. He's movement. He's revered and all of that stuff. But in reverse position, he can also be feared. He could be ruling with an iron fist, as opposed to leading his troops through his true passion. He could be mean and nasty, and you know, he could be really scary to people, not necessarily motivating with this Emperor reverse. He uses his power wrong, or sometimes even abuses it. Now, this is in a feminine position, but this is a very masculine energy, so let's keep that in mind. But in the reverse, you know, there could be something going on as it relates to masculinity, especially around the family and the home. Okay, so in the Mercury position, which, excuse me, is communication and intellect, I think we talked about this a little bit, is the Page of Wands reverse. And this is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It didn't have to be that sun sign, but it could be on the rising or the moon, or it could be somebody who's just fiery, passionate. And this little guy always looks very mischievous to me, but that is not necessarily what's happening in this case. In the communication sector of your life, mischief is at a minimum. Again, there's no point, and we've got, without him standing there, you got the Four of Wands, which is also the home, and there could be something that's upsetting the foundation of that home, because the Four of Wands is generally a Mars and Aries card. This is Aries. Mars has moved into Aries. I think I already mentioned that. And for whatever reason, that fires out. There's no mischief. There's no hanky-panky, maybe. There's not even a discussion about it. Which could very well be having something to do with this lack of energy, passion, or power. So maybe because this is going on, you are focused more on being an intellectual or dealing with facts and figures rather than movement and passion. And like I said, some of you could actually be sick this month. All right, in the Venus position, which is our romance, is love. Okay, we got the Nine of Cups, so there's still love. Maybe no action, but there's love. Generally, the Nine of Cups can indicate good sex, but I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing love in a different way. Okay, this is a Jupiter and Pisces card, right? And Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. So this card in the upright position is certainly, I think, performing at its best. So despite the fact that there might not be anything sexual going on right now in the home, there's still love. There's still a sense of contentment and satisfaction. So that is a good thing. In the Mars position, which is what we fight for, is how we have sex. It is, it could represent the boyfriend, the male. This could represent brothers. We have got the King of Cups. So again, we're talking about unconditional love. Whenever I see the King of Cups, I think Pisces. And Pisces, like I said, is Jupiter and Pisces card. Now, I don't know. The cups, when it comes to the court cards, are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But I think I've seen it where the king is, in some, I guess, tradition specifically, is Scorpio. I'm not sure about that, but that's not how it resonates with me. Whenever I see King of Cups, I think Pisces. Okay, so this is a guy who knows how to love. He knows how to love unconditionally. He knows how to nurture and kind of still, keep some of the, it's an emotional card, but he knows he can be a tough lover if he needs to be tough love. But this is just genuine feeling. It's not a fight for sex, or you're not trying to be the boss. Maybe you're just taking a back seat and operating off intellect and love. Somebody needs it right now, and I certainly think that's how you operate. Mars just moved out of Pisces, and we're talking about the Mars position. So Mars just moved out of Pisces, and maybe as it was making that transit, Virgo, because Pisces is your opposite sign, for whatever reason, you were learning lessons on how to love without necessarily having to have a physical interaction or sexual interaction. All right. In the Jupiter position, this talks about our good luck, expansion, wealth, acquisitions. It's called also be about spirituality, since Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces, and Jupiter also rules Sagittarius. But when we talk about Sagittarius, we talk more about philosophy and religion, while when we talk Pisces, we talk spirituality. Hope that makes sense. Seven of Cups reverse. Venus in Scorpio, which Venus is still in Scorpio, but it's on its way out. We just talked about that. Venus will be moving into Sagittarius on the 7th. And Lord have mercy, Venus has been in Scorpio and back in the Libra and then back in Scorpio since Pip was a pup. Jesus. So hopefully it'll be a little bit of refresher it will feel a bit refreshing to have it move out of deep dark obsessive Scorpio. Now, I'm not saying that that's the only thing Scorpio represents, but if you've lived it how I've lived it, this is what I've experienced. Anyway, Venus in Scorpio reversed, it means that you are not living in a dream, Virgo. And I think last month, if I'm not mistaken, it was the opposite. I feel like I told Virgo that you were willing to live in this fantasy land to feel like you had what it was that you wanted. And so I don't, looks like that you've come out of that. You're not living in a fantasy world. You still love, you still feel a sense of contentment through love, but you're not living in a fantasy land about it. This is real life. And sometimes real life doesn't involve pawing each other down. I don't know why I just keep seeing this, Virgo. Okay, so anyway, the Saturn position is about I have my ashy elbows on the table. I did put lotion on. I don't look like it. Anyway, the Saturn position is, our obstacles, restrictions, it's our setbacks, it's elderly people, it's authority, it's responsibility, structure, it's chronological time. It is can make us be a grown-up too. Okay, so we have got the Five of Wands in the Saturn position, which is Saturn Leo card. And again, with this being here in the Saturn position, I think it's kind of making you be a grown-up. If there's conflict, it's trivial, but I think even the trivial conflict is very muted at this point, because this is in the Saturn position. So there's going to be some sort of holding back, some sort of obstacles or restrictions around, really any type of movement or aggression or activity. These wands aren't getting to live their best life because Saturn is trying to get Leo energy to stay in its lane. And Leo doesn't necessarily like stay in this lane type thing, because Leo is like, look, I'm ruled by the sun, I run this pretty much. But Leo is also very warm-hearted, loving, and actually very forgiving. So it's not gonna hold a grudge against Saturn for trying to restrict his energies in this case. As a matter of fact, I think at the end of the day, Leo can kind of appreciate it, because Leo knows it could certainly get it could do too much, and I'm a Leo, so understood. No conflict. Saturn's holding that back. Somebody's being a grown-up. Great. The last card, which is the outcome card, is the Five of Cups, but you feel heartbroken. Why? Crying over spilled milk. That's what I say about this card. Mars and Scorpio. Okay. So there's some conflict with contentment but heartbreak. Crying over spilled milk. And maybe it is just, okay. So this is Mars. This is about sex, This is Scorpio. Scorpio can also be about sex. You might be heartbroken in the dark, you know, in quiet. You know, really thinking about back in the day when you used to could get it. Okay, I'm sorry. You understand the sense of unconditional love, but it maybe it's not stopping the fact that you feel bad and you do miss physical companionship. You know you must operate in these realms, but behind closed doors, you are a little bit heartbroken. You are feeling a little bit sad. You are missing something that you may have once had. Alright. Well, that's the way I see it, Virgo. If you'd like to get a personal reading with me, my information is in the description box below. You can hit me up on Facebook, Twitter. I think that's it. My email is there. I already said that. If you're new, thanks for giving this video a chance. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. I hope to talk to you guys again next month.